falling apart and the ground is rumbling underneath you, if you do a normal act, a regular act that you're comfortable, you're familiar with, it'll help to ground you, and you'll find a center. You'll be able to relax and focus. And so that's what rituals do. The rituals, guide us through life by providing regular opportunities for us to mark time, to provide grounding, to give us a sense of security in an unsecure world. And the sacrifices were a ritual. So although we don't really, it's hard for us as modern people to understand killing animals and all that. That's hard for us to get our heads around. That was kind of the world our ancestors lived in. It was just natural to them. But the point of it was that it provided an intense, sacred moment to have an encounter with God in a regular way. So there are 2 sacrifices brought every day by the priest for all of Israel, one in the morning shacharit and one in the afternoon mincha. And then thousands of people would come to the temple and do their individual sacrifices to pour out their hearts to God, or to give thanks, or to ask forgiveness. And that's what they were about. And now, of course, we don't do that today. And so one of the reasons we're gathering tonight to mark the end of Shabbat, it's a ritual. And again, it sort of gives us grounding in this crazy time. It's like, yeah, but it's the end of Shabbat, and we're going to celebrate the end of Shabbat, even though the rest of the world is going crazy around us. So that's the first thing. It gives us grounding. But the other thing about a ritual is it reinforces an idea or a value or a belief that we hold dear, and it provides us an opportunity to remind ourselves of that. So with Havdalah, the idea is this related to Shabbat, that we rest on one day a week, but we go and try and fix the world 6 days a week. So goodness knows there's a lot of fixing to do right now. And so now we're transitioning from that relaxation, centering, focusing 25 hours we spent separated and just trying to enjoy life as it is. And now we're preparing to enter that world, the Malay, of trying to fix things again. And this is that moment of separation that separates the two. And we mark it with a ritual because it reminds us of this important value about work and rest.
That's a beautiful sermon on Vayikra.
I'm working.
I adapted it a little for tonight.
We felt so disoriented not having services. It was just awful. I mean, that first Shabbat we had no service. I just was at totally loose ends. I had no idea what I was doing. And the Shabbat services just about every Shabbat since I was young, a long time.
Well,
Hi,
we can do
everybody.
one next week.
Hey, Ellen.
Hi, how are you? Shavua Tov, everybody.
Shavua Tov.
Marcy
We'll do another
Rothman,
Zoom
where are
service next
you?
week.
I'm here.
Where are you, though? You have the sunset behind you.
That's actually a photograph from our trip to Big Bend last week.
Oh.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah. So, but we're actually at home. We're back.
It's a virtual background.
Yeah.
Nice.
What a nice idea.
Uh-huh.
Leah and I already saw Havdalah once this evening because Hazamir did a beautiful Havdalah, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. Yeah. How many times do you get to do 2 Havdalah, or is that Havdalah in one night? Yeah, every time Havdalah in one night.
Hey, Daniel, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday, Daniel.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Daniel, you share your birthday with my granddaughter Edie. She turned 10 today.
Yes, I saw her on the street the other day when I was with Shayna and the kids.
Yeah, we had a backyard picnic. It was instead of a birthday party with everybody, we settled for backyard picnic.
Sounds nice.
That's really
Sounds
nice.
like it was fun.
So this is interesting. We're doing the Zoom Seder, and I'm watching. We've got 24 people or something here, and we're sort of managing being able to talk. But I'm wondering if it gets to be much more than this. It'll be hard to have everybody's mic on all the time.
Who controls the mic when you're doing it?
Well,
Moderator.
initially, the one who runs the program can mute everybody's mic, or they can let individuals unmute. So right now, it's in your hands. You can unmute your mic or mute it.
There's a number limit for doing this kind of a Zoom talk. I took one workshop, so I'm really pretty ignorant, but it seems to me that when you go over a certain number of people, you have to do it as a webinar instead of as a meeting.
It depends on your license. So if you have the free one, which is what most of us have had, you get, I think it's 40 minutes and
Yeah,
a certain number of participants.
100.
Well, I'm not sure about that, Ken or Dorf, because I am a regular participant in a group that has like 70 people on every day.
And people are still able to participate.
Yeah,
Your limit's 100.
But the limit's
You buy
100.
a bigger license.
That's the
Then it
webinar
goes
version,
to-
isn't it, Marcy?
The webinar goes up
No.
further, but you can have 100 participants, but I think up to 1,000 viewers if you go into a webinar. But for the Zoom meetings like this, it's 100 people.
So if we get over 100 people signing up for the Seder, we won't be able to have individual participation.
Well, that's probably a conversation we'll have offline to just
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
bump it to a webinar or cap it. And even if we have over 100 people, it's not going to be that many people because it's going to be families. So one
Yeah.
screen would account for,
Right.
people.
What time shall we start? Is it 8:20?
8:16.
Okay.
That's about enough time to wash our hands.
I sure miss everybody.
I do too.
We do too.
Same here.
Yeah. What do we have now? We have 24 participants, which is more considering like we're 3 people watching.
I see.
Not everybody's got video.
Why does my screen keep flashing Marshall Fruman? I don't know.
Oh.
Because Marshall's listening in, right?
Right.
Because
Right. When you speak.
Right,
Go
you
ahead,
have it set for the speaker view.
Got it.
Well, why not get
We're
started?
all learning the technology.
I'm here to help.
And there's 2 Debbie Gottesmans because we gave the computer to our grandkids, Debbie's old computer. But I think the IP there still thinks it's theirs. So there's really only one Debbie Gottesman.
No clones?
Toby, we drove by your house today. Looks like it's coming along pretty well.
Definitely going to be a house.
It's good.
We'll see whether things continue to progress right now. Workers have to deal with kids being at home and stuff like that. So we'll see, but hopefully, by Rosh Hashanah, we'll be there.
So far,
so good.
How many
Poo.
Pardon me?
how many elevated is it?
9 feet.
9.
So get
So
your
how many
hiking
steps
boots
to
on,
go up?
gang.
Or, start mountain climbing, whatever.
How many steps to go up?
Well, how many are 9
I don't know. I'll count, Sarah. I think around 14 or 15.
A lot of steps.
I
I
think
have 17 in this house to go up.
the usual risers are about 7 inches. So you can multiply it.
You want to say Samson?
Oh, wait a minute. Samson wants to say hello. Samson's never been to Shul before.
Oh.
Cut off his hair.
And he's Shimshon Hagibor.
You cut off his hair.
Is anyone else familiar with the dog named Stella?
Yes.
With what, Daniel?
There's an internet famous dog that jumps into piles of leaves. Her name is Stella. Does anybody else keep track of Stella?
Not that Stella. I know another Stella dog.
I know a Stella Doro.
Never mind. She reminds your dog, Samson reminds me of Stella.
Danielle, I think it started.
Waiting for Havdalah.
I think we can start. Who's ever joining, I think at this point they've joined, so.
We did a nice Kabbalat Shabbat last night with just us. And actually beforehand, Siri and Avi are zooming their like a Hachanat Shabbat, they called it. Just a bunch of songs and preparation for Shabbat stuff before. So it was nice to sort of join in with her and her congregation.
Oh, that's nice.
Marcy, I'm glad you found it.
Yeah, all good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess if you have a candle, I guess you can light your candle.
Right now.
First, you have to light the match.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you a light, Dan.
There's that one.
Oh, yeah, that's
Why is it upside down?
Yeah, why is it upside down?
You all ready?
We
Because
are.
I wasn't wearing my glasses.
Let's get going.
Adonai Tzebaot Umal Mistav Lanu Elohei Yaakov Selah Adonai Tzebaot Ashrei Adam Poteach Ma Adonai Oshiach Melech Yared Yom Koleinu Vayehudim Hayta U'Sasam Vikar
Beinti Elanu.
U'Shem Adonai Ekra
Adonai Elohim. Oremel.
Dan, hold it out again.
All right. Should we sing happy?
We got lost.
Shavuot Tov, everybody. Should we sing happy?
Hey, happy birthday, Daniel Bissonette.
Yes, Daniel Bissonette, happy birthday.
Many more happy ones.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you too.
Liz, thank you for setting this up.
Yes.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, everyone, and very much thank you to Liz for organizing this.
Daniel.
Yep.
Way to go, Liz.
Okay,
So-
good
Thank
luck,
you.
everybody.
So just kind of FYI, for those of you who aren't super familiar with the technology, whoever's speaking controls the mic. And so that's why everybody kind of sounds choppy. One of the solutions is for everybody who's not speaking to mute themselves. It's just something that people do in meetings, just FYI.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcy.
So that
Take
sounds
care,
better.
bud.
Thank you, everybody.
Are we hanging up now?
We're hanging up.
Bye, everybody.